Hello, LaGrave family. Where does our help come from? Our help is in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Our help is in Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. I'm obviously recording from the sanctuary this morning and at the baptismal font because I want to talk to you about baptism. If you've ever seen a LaGrave baptism, you know that they're a relatively orderly event. And they're wonderful because we rehearse God's promises. God's promise of his eternal faithfulness, God's promise of cleansing, God's promise of the companionship of the Holy Spirit throughout our life. But I want to talk about an aspect of baptism we don't think about maybe so often. The theologian William Willimon talks about, in addition to the biblical analogy of baptism, the waters of baptism as cleansing, there is also a strong biblical analogy of the waters of baptism as the flood of drowning, the flood of our drowning, the drowning of our independence and our self-reliance. Willimon points to the conversion of Paul in Acts 9, who on the road to Damascus encountered Christ in sort of this life-altering, smackdown kind of experience that left him very dependent. In fact, in Acts 9, it says that those with him led Paul by the hand into Damascus. For 3 days he was blind and did not eat or drink anything. Paul, says Willimon, seems to know not whether to call this encounter with Christ something that gave him birth or death, because he was feeling both of them. That's sort of how I feel right now, being in quarantine and in this very strange time. In this time where we've been thrown so dramatically off our own schedules and rhythms, and where we are so evidently out of control and dependent, and so evidently unable to see ahead and to know what the future holds, it is good. It's a good time to remember our baptism. It's good for us to remember who brought us through the flood of chaos. It's a good time to remember who raises us up from drowning and leads us into life. Today, it's good to remember the God who makes those promises to us, who says, I am your God and you are my child. I will never leave you alone. You belong to me, body and soul, in life and in death. And so today, let's remember our baptism. And let's remember the sweet sound of God's amazing grace, who saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. LaGrave family, may the peace of Christ go with you wherever you are. May he guide you through the wilderness and protect you through the storm. May he fill you with thanksgiving for the wonders he's showing you. And may he bring us back all, rejoicing home once again, together, face to face. The peace of Christ be with you.